Welcome to Truth and Company Boxing Podcast, another segment of 20 random questions. And tonight's guest is bare knuckle boxer Sam the Hillbilly Hammer Shewmaker. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I appreciate you taking time out to come on the show.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
I got to tell you something, man. I went and watched a few of those fights. Whoo! That right hand doesn't even look like it lands hard and it splits some guys open.
Yeah, thanks.
I was shocked by that. I couldn't believe it. And then I did a little bit of research and found out because your right hand is a little awkward, but it works the way you throw it.
Yeah.
And then I read that the reason you throw it like that, now correct me if this is a true statement or not, you used to be a pitcher.
I did used to pitch. Mm-hmm.
You can see that in the right hand, the way you throw it. And then, but you turn your knuckles over and like a regular boxer does, and it splits them guys right open.
Yeah.
I was thoroughly impressed, honestly.
Thank you. Yeah. Hell yeah.
So no, you're from the Ozarks, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right in Missouri.
Okay. So is that I mean, obviously your nickname is the Hillbilly, so I mean, you're a real hillbilly?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we lost him for a minute. So I got to ask you, okay, I'm losing you.
Now, there we go.
Okay, so now I'm a Yankee, so I got to ask you this question. What is the difference between a hillbilly and a redneck?
Ooh, a hillbilly, is a little bit more woods, a little bit more backwoods, hunt, fish, run a trout line, all these things, and a redneck's more of like a farmer, I would say, a cowboy. I'm not so much as a cowboy as what some of those rednecks are.
Okay, I was just curious. So, all right, you ready for these random 20 questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, question number 1. How did you get involved in bare knuckle boxing?
I saw an ad on social media for some bare knuckle tryouts, and so I flew to Pennsylvania, to Philly, and actually took part in the first bare knuckle tryouts that they had there. So, and got accepted. So it was awesome.
Okay, now I also read something. There's a little bit more to that story. Something about a punch machine.
Yeah, they did a few different tests for us. We did some mitt work, hit some bags, and they actually had a punch meter that they had made personally by a guy that works for them. He used to work for a car company when he created a lot of the tests for like the crash dummies and the systems for that. So he took that and actually made a meter that we could punch and see how hard we were hitting this thing. And it was attached to a center block wall, and I actually had the hardest punch at the tryouts. So it was pretty cool.
All right. Question 2. So what kind of former combat sports training do you have besides this?
I started amateur boxing when I was 17. My uncle had a gym and wanted me to come check it out. And so I kind of, I boxed on and off for a few years in my younger years. Amateur boxing. I did a few amateur MMA matches as well.
Okay. And I actually was wondering if you had any boxing experience, because just watching your fights, I was wondering that, because you can see the difference between somebody that gets in a cage or in a ring that doesn't have any amateur background, like in a celebrity boxing or things like that. But your technique, you seem to know how to stand and how to throw and how to sit down on punches. So I was kind of wondering if you had some type of some training in the past.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How many amateur fights did you have?
I had 51 amateur boxing matches. Yep,
Okay,
I won
so you had quite a few.
gold gloves. Yeah, I won gold glove titles out of Kansas City 3 times.
Oh, okay. All right, question 3. So were you a boxing fan before you got into bare knuckle boxing? I mean, is there any favorite boxers you got? Do you like watching boxing?
Oh, I grew up watching boxing with my dad. Muhammad Ali, Big George Foreman was one of my favorite. Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis. I grew up in the, the prime time of boxing. So, yeah, definitely have a bunch of boxers that I love and followed a lot as a kid.
Okay.
Tyson.
Oh yeah. Tyson. Yeah. You might end up being the bare knuckle Tyson pretty soon here.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Well, you're dropping guys like it, making it look pretty easy out there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So, question 5. Tell me about your background and your upbringing a little bit.
Born and raised in a small community. Have there's a lot of boys in my family. There's 5 of us boys and 2 girls, and I could have a number of male cousins, and so we were always raised up competing against each other, whether it was baseball, football, wrestling, boxing, each other in the backyard. So just a real close-knit family. Grew up in the country here at the Ozarks, at the Lake of the Ozarks here in Missouri. So yeah, just a basic country boy who loves to fight and loves to have a good time all at the same time.
So I see you wearing a specific hat.
Yep.
Lions, not sheep. So now, you're part of that team?
Yeah, they're a sponsor of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, so of course we get all the merch and stuff. And I really like Sean Wallen and what he stands for, and he's a real good not just motivational but life coach. Good at speaking. And, Lions not sheep. It's lead and not be led. So it's something I really like.
Yeah, I actually had Mike Richmond on my show as well.
Oh, okay, yeah, great. Yep, Mike's a great dude.
So, all right, question 6. I probably already know the answer to this, but I want you to go into it more. Do you fish and hunt?
Oh yeah, of course. I love fishing, bass fishing, crappie fishing, cat fishing. And of course, as you can see on the wall behind me, I love to deer hunt as well. So squirrel hunt, raccoon hunt, we do it all. It's a lot of fun, and just grew up in the outdoors, so I come by it honestly.
Nice. Okay, question 7. If you could have a bare knuckle boxing match with any fighter in history, alive or dead, who would your ultimate fight be against?
Oh man, I'd love to fight one of the old original pioneers like John L. Sullivan or Jack Johnson, or any of some of the first pioneers of it. Would be amazing, and what an honor to share a ring with some of them guys.
Nice. Okay. Question 8. What is the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
The weirdest thing. Oh, mountain oysters. You ever had any?
No. Isn't that like testicles off an animal, right?
Testicles off a cow. Yeah, that's probably. They cooked them up and had us for it when we were in school. Actually, it's kind of wild, but yeah.
Okay. Question 9. Do you have any phobias?
Not really. No, I can't really think of anything that really gets to me. Not really any phobias. Nothing that really makes me nervous or crazy. Out of the ordinary, anyways. You know what I mean?
Okay. Question 10. What has been the biggest accomplishment in your life?
Being a father. I feel like being a father is what I was born to be, more than anything else. And I have 3 young boys, and I love them to death, and we do everything together. So I feel like my accomplishment is them.
Okay. Question 11. If you could have a conversation with any animal and it could talk back, what animal would you have a conversation with?
Probably a grizzly bear. I'd like to have a conversation with a grizzly bear. Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I know I've seen what your trunks look like. They're American flag trunks. You come out with the flag. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm representing today for you.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I want to know, are you a political person?
I'm not huge into politics, but I do love my country. I love what we stand for, and the freedoms that we enjoy today, and the reasons why we do. So I wouldn't necessarily say I'm political, but I definitely have a strong opinion on America and our beliefs here, and just what we stand for.
So you're a patriot.
Definitely.
Okay. Question 13. Are you artistic in any way other than, obviously bare knuckle boxing with your hands, like building things, painting, drawing, photography, anything to do with your hands?
I've done a lot of framing, building, building some houses and things like that. I actually run a stone masonry and concrete business. Yeah, I'd say I'm a little artistic as far as being able to create things and make things look good.
Okay.
I can't draw worth a shit, but I can build you.
What was that last part? You could build what?
I could build you something.
Okay. Question 14. What's something that you're very passionate about?
My family. I've always been a very passionate family man and just try to be as close knit as possible. I think I get that from my grandparents. They really raised us to be as close and to love each other and to lean on each other in the hard times and the good times.
All right. Question 15. What is the most dangerous thing you've ever done besides bare knuckle box?
Yeah, where do I start? I don't know. We did a lot of crazy things around the area that, growing up, like a lot of people, driving fast. Here at the lake, we also have a bunch of cliffs on the water. We definitely cheated death a few times, jumping off high objects in the middle of the night after drinking.
In the middle of the night after drinking. That's a bad combination.
It is.
All right. Question 16. Do you collect anything?
If I collected anything, I would think it would be like the old, what do they call my Crocs, the jars? I have a few of those, not too many, but I'd say if I collected anything of that, and the deer antlers. I definitely collect deer antlers.
Okay. Question 17. Who is someone in your life that has inspired you, but outside of boxing?
I'd have to say one of my biggest mentors outside of boxing that I had growing up was a guy named Rob Harrelson. He was one of my best friend Tyler's dads growing up. He was a on and off baseball coach and just always a really great guy in the community that we live in, and a great example of a guy who is very selfless and gives a lot to the community and the kids around him. He's definitely taken in a lot of youth in our area and helped them along the way when they've had hard times. I'd say he's probably one of the biggest inspirations in my life.
Okay. Question 18. What type of activity do you do that's therapeutic for you?
Anything outside, anything in the outdoors, soaking in that sunshine, being out, breathing that fresh air, some of my favorite things to do in the world.
Okay. Question 19. Do you have any hobbies outside of the sport of boxing?
Oh, yeah. Again, it leads me right back to the outdoors: fishing, hunting, gathering things, just being outside. Me and my children love to go out, and I play a lot of sports with them: football, baseball, wrestling. They do it all. So anything outside is definitely something that I love.
Okay. Last question. Question 20. If you could have a conversation with one person in history, who would it be?
One person in history. That's a good one. I don't know. Maybe George Washington wouldn't be a bad one. Daniel Boone, some of the old pioneers of the United States, and asking them questions about what it was like, in the early days here, and making it, for us a future. So, yeah, I would say I'd go with George Washington. That'd be a good one.
Okay. Well, listen, man, I appreciate you coming on, Sam, and being, open with the 20 questions and having fun with them.
Yeah.
And if there's anything you want to say to your fans, or if you got a fight coming up you want to promote, go ahead.
I appreciate it, John. I don't have fight news just yet. I did get a phone call the other day without much details, so I'm going to have some fights here real soon, so I'll be able to announce some of that on my page. But just want to tell everybody thank you so much. Thank you for the support, and I appreciate the interview, John. Thank you so much.
All right, and hold on. And the truth has spoken.